Hey everyone, I hope you're all well today. Michelle French here, Run on Heart Personal Training, Fitness and Nutrition, and I am making a video today. As you can see, I have with me my trusty sidekick, Big Chunk, also known as Otis, who is one of many of my favorite cats in the world, our little rescue, whom I adore. I wanted to spend some time with you today and give you yet another video to work with. This particular one, the first 8 exercises and stretches are really very gentle. And so I firmly believe that people who have health conditions or other issues structurally, you're at the very beginning or you're worried about your back, these particular stretches and strengtheners are pretty good for just about everybody. All right, and so after that, we get a little bit heavier with regard to not difficulty, but they're a little more strenuous, shall we say? Okay, so if you'd like to get started with me, I have quite a few to do, but we're going to run through them. They shouldn't take too long. And please get back to me with feedback if you have any questions at runonheart@msn.com. All right, so Otis, we're just going to kind of work with you. Do you mind? All right, fine. It's lovely that your eyes match the mat. It wasn't purposeful. All right, okay, I have to work. Do you mind? All right, I now risk being attacked if I lay down because she really likes my ponytail. So, okay, hold on. 1 minute, please. All right. You're on television, okay? And I need to work. So I'm going to put my hand in the bird kill zone, all right? Yeah, no, scoot over there. All right, I'm going to give you a toy to play with because that just really hurt. Fine, I'll wrap you up in my yoga mat, all right? All right, and so we're going to adjust a little bit and move on. And find a little bit of a toy for this one to play with. Maybe we can distract her so she doesn't kill me. All right, here we go. He. It's a he. He's all boy. He's all boy. Yes, he is. All right. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is, I realize how funny this looks. But we're just going to go with it because it doesn't need to be absolutely perfect and studio produced. Okay. So let's get rolling. All right. First, we're going to lay down on our back. I'll bring the camera down just a tad. All right. I actually really like this one. Flat on your back, just like Otis. All right, and then you're going to bring your right leg up, pressing your left leg into the ground, and you're just going to stretch. It's a nice, gentle stretch. All right, the idea is to stretch out the opposite leg, nice and straight, and bring this one in, just a little bit of heat and energy dissipating in the hip flexors. Okay, bring it down and bring it up, and stretch. You know, I firmly believe that that you need to take your time with stretching. Everybody hates to stretch, but there's really no negative to it. There really isn't. You only gain more functionality. All right. As I said before, even special population clients can work with this. A number of chronic health issues, including MS. These particular stretches and exercises will benefit you. All right. And so now we're just going to continue to stretch until our legs feel like the hip flexors have started to loosen up a little bit. For some of us, that feels like it takes forever. All right. Good. Now, if you need more time to stretch your legs, feel free to stop the video at this point and continue to work your legs and come back and join us when you're in a place where you feel comfortable. All right. Otherwise, we're going to move on. The next one that I've done with you before is a supine twist. I really like this one. It's great for the lumbar spine and to wake up your core rotationally. So put your hands down on the floor, if you will. And we're going to put our feet in these together and stack them and keep them stacked. And you're going to rotate to the left. And we're just going to stay there. I like a soft belly on this one. And take your shoulder on the right side, ground it towards the floor if you can, and get it a nice open twist. Keep your knees and feet together. So if you only have a few inches with regard to twisting, don't let the left leg fall and leave the right leg up. Keep them all together and go as a unit. You'll feel that back in your back. You'll feel that around your core. It's a wonderful stretch. Who's in your toes? Yes. Bring your legs up, and we're going to go the other way and twist this one. Yep. What do you think, buddy? Huh? Yep, it's a cat's life, isn't it? Yes, it is. It's definitely a cat's life. I think he likes to lay there not just because the mat matches his eyes, but because he can feel the air conditioning unit going and it feels good to him. Though I will say he spent 4 hours this morning down in the basement sitting on a mat staring at a small hole in the flagstone waiting for the next chipmunk to exit. I don't know that he was successful. One more time. We'll do this 3 times. And again, I would say, if you feel like you need more time with this, take this one very slowly. There is no rush on stretching. Spend as much time as you need on this. Take a break, pause the video, and then come back and join us. Okay, don't feel compelled to rush through any of these exercises. And you might find that there are a few of them in the sequence that work well for you that you've memorized. Stretches can, and you can do them every day. Stretches can be done every single day. They should be done every single day. Although I say you need a day or 2 off to do other things because it refreshes you for, the path going forward. All right. So next stretch. I want to mark these off. Okay, the next one, we're going to come up off the mat or the floor, and we're going to sit in a chair. As you can see, I have added to the area a nice little chair. Okay, let me grab my list. I like to keep track of things. There. This up here. Okay. Now, this is a seated side stretch. And you can't even see my hands. I'm going to move back a little bit more, so maybe we can get a little bit more of me. I think maybe my brains are cut off. All right. Let me get those in there. There. That should do it. Sorry, Otis. Oh, you're still in the picture. That's good. All right. So this is a seated side stretch. Get very comfortable. Sit nice and tall. And what I'd like for you to do is just to lean to one side. And obviously, where you're going to feel it is on this side. I would say that I'd like to do this as a stretch. It can also be done as an exercise to tighten up here with a weight on the side where you go down. If you feel like you've got the stretch piece of this down and you want to add weights to this, a couple of pounds. You don't need much here as a strength exercise, okay? Now as a stretch, we're going to hold this for 15 to 30 seconds. We're going to get all of our side muscles nice and stretched out. Exhale down. I actually think this feels fabulous. This is something that I think would be a beneficial stretch if I were in a car for a really long time, for example, and over. Again, if you move forward with this stretch and you want to turn this into a strength exercise, you put 2 weights in your hands, okay? And you lean over to one side and let the weight hold you. And then you push up against it resistance-wise, coming up and use it as a strength exercise. You'd be surprised how tight people are in these stretches. And stretch. If you need more stretch time with this, stop the video, work with the stretches, and then join us for the next exercise. All right, next. This particular stretch that I'm going to do is a table, and you'll need a table, or a stability ball that's rather large, okay? And it's a seated upper body slide. unfortunately, I have a cat in my way. So we're going to move the chair, and I'm going to pretend that this particular piece of equipment, which is my bed, is a table. All right. So what we're going to do, you can do this in your kitchen. You know, generally everybody has a kitchen table. Or sit down at your table. Okay. All right. The tables are generally taller than this, but you'll get the general idea. And I chopped off at the top again. All right. Yep. Okay. We're going to sit up nice and tall at our table. Generally, they're about this tall. Okay. So what I'd like for you to do is to relax into it and do a slide forward. Tuck your navel to your spine and put your forehead on the table and press with the palms of your hands into the table. Okay, and in this position, what you're doing is I want you to breathe into the back sides of your lungs, and you'll feel them expand because you're contracted in the front. Exhale. We're going to do 3 breath cycles for this particular stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Sit up. Looks like Otis is settling into his bed. That's nice. He likes to be with me when I work with clients during the day, and it's kind of nice to have his company. All right, we're going to do it one more time for 3 breath cycles, and then we'll move on. This can be done at any point in your day. I really do love this particular stretch. All right. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. Roll your hands out in front of you. Now, some of you might have impingements or mobility issues with your arms. One of the things I would pay attention to is as you go forward, where is your stopping point, right? You might just find that you're in a place where you really have to stop. Well, if that's the case, bring your head down, not into your chest, but just make a neutral neck and stay there. Do your breath cycles from there. And then work through, stay put for 3 breath cycles, and then work a little bit forward by inches. And just hold the stretch and come forward a little bit. And find a place where you feel most challenged. Okay? All right. A little bit more, and then a little bit more. All right, and then you just work through that and go to the next. Now we'll go to the next one. All right, excellent. Now the next one is technically called bird dog, or opposite leg, opposite arm. But I'm going to do it a different variation on bird dog. I am going to have you lay prone on the floor or bed. This can be done on a bed or a floor because some of you are much more comfortable lying on your bed. All right. So this is one of those exercises that I want you to take slow. Okay. Let's start by going on the floor or your bed. Got it? Hello. Do I need to bring it down a little bit? I think I do. All right. So on your tummy, if you will, find your comfortable, happy place. For some of it's on our yoga mat, for some of it's on our bed. If you have I also would say that if you have a massage table at home, and some of you do, this is also one of those things you could do on a massage table. Okay. It's helpful to hang your feet over the end of the bed so that your ankles can have a nice natural relaxation. All right. Let's start with just a little press up. So the reason we're starting here is because sometimes our hip flexors are really strong, are really tight. Fronts of our body is just really, really tight. This is a really great way to stretch all that out. All right? There. Good. Now, if it's possible for you, having done the stretch where you were stretching out on the table, I want you to bring your hands up at the top of your body. Now, some of you can't do that. Okay? And I get it. I understand it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take your arms and we're going to fold them, right? We're going to fold them just like this, and then we're going to put our head down. Okay? I'm going to teach two versions. This is the first version for people who cannot put their hands on the top of their head and put their forehead down. All right? Version number 1. Cross your hands, put your head on your forehead. Then what I want you to do is I want you to tighten your glute and lift your leg. 1. Then tighten your glute and lift your opposite leg. 2. Tighten your glute, lift opposite leg. 3. All right? Got it? And 4. That's how you're going to do it. Now, the other version of this, for those of you that can, are to put your hands at the top of the mat, put your head down on the floor, and then what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze your glute, lift your right leg, and lift your shoulder and your left arm. 1. Squeeze glute and lift. 2. Squeeze glute and lift. 3. Got it? All right. I'm going to do the wide open one on the floor. The third, I'm going to just show you the third version that we will not be doing, because really what I want for the purposes of this video is for you to either be down with your hands in your shoulder, in your forehead, or flat out lifting this way. The more advanced version that people do and know is the one when they are on tabletop and they are lifting that way. Okay? So we're going to be on the ground. Now, if you find yourself advancing to a place where you can do tabletop bird dog, then absolutely go ahead and do it. But for right now, for the purpose of this video, we're in the more remedial positions. All right, and the obvious benefit of this is that we're stretching out our hip flexors and our quads and from the waist down in our core. All right, so arms out or relaxed position with your head down on the mat. We're going to start with lifting the left arm and the right leg. And you always start by squeezing your bun, your glute muscle on the right side, and lifting that leg and the arm. 1. Squeeze on the left and lift. 2. Squeeze on the right and lift. 3. Left. 4. Right. 5. Left. 6. Right. 7. Left. 8. Right. 9. Left. 10. We're going to 12. Right. 11. Left. 12. That wasn't too bad, was it? I don't think so. All right. We're going to be doing one set of each of these exercises as we go forward. This isn't meant to be a hugely long routine. All right, let's move on to the next one. Feel free to slow it up, and you can do more if you would like. All right, now, the next of the first 8 that I would like to do is a sit to stand. All right, so I've got my trusty chair. There you go. Some of you will be okay with a sit to stand. You'll have the strength to do this. I would say that if you don't have the strength to do this, just do a partial quarter squat until your legs are stronger. All right? And some of you will trip over your yoga mat. And some of you will just have a couple of inches, and then it'll be challenging. No weight for this particular exercise. So I'm going to show you a side view for what this is supposed to look like. Okay? All right. Okay, so abs tight, navel to spine. All we're going to do here is come out and just hover above the chair and then stand up. Out. Now that's what it's supposed to look like. Okay? Now, modification for this, if you're just beginning, if you've got some back issues, if your legs aren't strong enough, you're just going to go a quarter of the distance. So it's down, hover, and up. 1. Up. Down, hover, and up. 2. Got it? Down, hover, draw your navel in, and up. 3. All right? So let's do one set of 12. All right? And stop when you really feel you're done. Okay? Here we go. And we are down. Hover. 1. down, hover, 2, down, hover, 3, down, hover, 4. The weight should be on your heels, abs should be tight, down, hover, 5, down, hover, 6, down, hover, 7. We got a few more. Down, hover, 8. Down, hover, 9. Down, hover, 10. 2 more. Down, hover, 11. 1 more. Down, hover, 12. That wasn't so bad, was it? Now, good job. Let's get a rest for a second. All right, this next one can also be done on the floor, on your massage table, or on your bed, whichever works for you. All right? Okay. I'm going to bring the camera down just a tad. Back up my trusty chair with an incredibly straight back. All right, glute bridges. We love glute bridges. They are just wonderful. All right. I love glute bridges. All right. Okay. On the floor. So this exercise and the next one are the first 8 that if you find that that's all you've got in you and it's one set, then that's all you should be doing. All right. You can slowly add the rest of them as time goes by. This is meant to be super gentle and super, I don't like using the word remedial, but it's meant to be a gentle way to exercise. Okay? All right. All right, so what we're going to do with the bridge, we're going to place our hands right down next to our sides, and we're going to do one set of 12. Stop when you no longer feel your glutes working, all right? And if you feel like you are more advanced, you can stop the video and do a couple more sets, all right? Tilt, tuck, tighten. Tighten everything up. Get a TVA tighten here, which means that your transverse abdominis is tucked in, and when you poke at your hip muscles, your hip bones, you can feel a tight muscle. All right, tilt, tuck, tighten, and lift. Squeeze those glutes. Press with the hands. 3, 2, 1, and down nice and slow. Relax it all. Tilt, tuck, tighten, and lift. 3, 2, 1, and down. Tilt, tuck, tighten, and lift. 3, 2, 1, and down. Excuse me. Tilt, tuck, tighten, and lift. 3, 2, 1, and down. Now you should be feeling this in your glute muscles. Tilt, tuck, tighten, and lift. 3, 2, 1, and down. Tilt, tuck, tighten, and lift. 3, 2, 1, and down. Keep everything lined up. We have 3 more, 4 more, 5 more. Tilt, tuck, tighten, and lift. 3, 2, 1, and down. 3 more. Tilt, tuck, tighten, and squeeze. 3, 2, 1, and down. Tilt, tuck, tighten, and lift. And we have 1 more after this. 3, 2, 1, and down. Tilt, tuck, tighten, and last one. And lift, and hold it. 3, 2, 1, and down. Should feel a little bit of heat in those glutes. That's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing. All right. So next, we're going to do a single leg standing exercise. All right? There. After this, we're going to be doing a stationary lunge, which is why I chose this single leg standing exercise to be the breaking point for what you felt you could do, what you feel you could do that day, how far you feel you are, and really what you're trying to achieve. All right? Here, roll up my little trusty cat-eye colored yoga mat. All right, now, single leg standing, we're going to hold these for about 15 seconds. In your own time, when you're doing this at home, you can really work to get up to a minute or two. But let's start with just 15 seconds, all right? And I'm going to do one set on each side, and the same rules apply. Stop the video and do more if you need to, all right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to tilt our pelvis in, get a nice solid core base here, tighten the glute. At first, when you're doing this, it might be helpful to have something as a touch point to hold on to, a table, a counter, whatever you're using in the moment, the bed. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lift your leg up, and we're going to stand, and we're going to balance and work those ankles, okay? Again, hold on to something if you need it. The idea is we want to work on the ankles. You're going to feel it in the glute because you just did the bridge. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. That was quick. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You'd think by now I'd have the sound of the ticking clock in my head from the studio. I do. I just ignored it that time. All right, here we go. Tilt your pelvis. Bring your knee up. Hang on to something if you need to. Okay? And as you get better at it, you won't need to. I will say it's harder to balance on carpet than a hardwood floor. All right, ready? 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, you got this, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Like that. Good job. All right, next. Stationary lunge. As I said, one set of everything. There's a couple ways to do lunges. There, let me bring this down just a tad. There. Okay. There are a couple of ways to do lunges. All right. There are the and you, if you've been with me a while, you're very familiar with lunging. I'm a big lunge fan. Not many of the people I work with are, but they do have their place. The wide lunge, which is the original one, down 90 degrees and then up. You should actually press back a little bit. There you go. And up. That's a standard lunge. Okay? Then I like to call these split squat. There's this wonderful lunge that is a split squat that works with the quadricep and the glute. The other one works with the hamstrings as well. And that one is a very close split squat. It's a little easier to do, I think, but it's very, very good for the quadricep. Now, why is that important? Well, the stronger the quadriceps are, the more your knees are protected. So if you have trouble with your knees, let's start with the split squat versus the deep 90-degree squat, okay? That's the one you should start with, all right? There'll be plenty of time to work on the hamstrings a little bit more, but if you're having trouble with your knees and they hurt, or you fear that you have arthritis in them, your best bet is strong knees, okay? All right. So I'm going to do the split squat version because that is the one that I think most people will benefit from now. Now, with regard to how you do this, if you feel uneasy, grab chairs on either side. You can have that, or a table, or a dresser, or something that makes you feel secure, and keep one hand on it, all right? So let's step out. We're going to do one set of 12 on each side. Step out. What you're going to do for a split squat is left foot in front of right, then you've got 1 foot length, 1.5, or 2 foot lengths behind, okay? Now, as you go down into this, you're just going to bring the heel up in the back, and I'm going to change the angle so you can see because it's more important. So it's 1 and 2. It's not a lot, okay? Bring the heel up in the back and bend the knee in the front. Got it? The weight is on the heel in the front. There you go, just like that. Okay? Down and up. All right, let's do it. 12, 11, you're going to feel it directly here. 10, your knees love you. 9, press into the front heel. 8, not a lot of weight in the back leg. 7, it's tiring. 6, stick with it. Stop though if you're feeling it's in your back. 5, means your muscles are exhausted. 4, you can do this. 3, we got 2, we got 1 more, and 1. Very good. Switch up, go the other side. Now, if you need more of these, stop the video at the end of this one, do the other 2 sets, and then catch up with us. Here we go. And down. 1. Down. 2. Your quads love you. Down. 3. Down. 4. Down. 5. Down. 6. Down. 7. It's a quarter squat. 8. 4 more. 9. 10. 11. Aha! And 12. Feel a little bit going on there? Isn't that a great exercise? I love how that feels. All right. Next exercise is a clamshell exercise. We're going to do 1 set on each side. I'm coming down on the ground. All right. You can do this on the bed, the massage table, or the floor. All right. My massage table is at the studio, so I'm going to be doing it on the floor. All right. So what we want to do here with the clamshell is we want to line your body up so that your glutes and your feet are in the same angle. All right. Now, hands belong on your hip bone here, so that when you do this exercise, you don't want to see your arm go backwards. This will keep you honest, basically. And you're only going to lift as high as, which won't be very much if you're keeping yourself honest and the hip's not moving, as high as your motion will allow you to. Okay? What this does is it strengthens the muscles in the outer hip. The more you work with the strength up in here, the more balanced you will be. All right? Hands up in the air. Ready? Here we go. 1. 2. We're going to do a set of 12. 3. You got this. 4. Squeeze. 5. 6. 7. 8. We're going to do another 2. 9. 10. 11. 12. All right, other side. And yes, we'll be doing inner thigh as well. We must be balanced. All right. There you go. Line it up. Put your hand on your hip. And don't move that elbow. 1. 2. 3. You got this. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. And 12. All right. Next, straight leg, other leg over the top. Just stay on the same side. Couple ways to do this, but we're just going to do the easiest and simplest way. All right. I'm not using any weights on this, and you don't have to either. You've seen it in other videos where I actually have used leg weights. But for the purposes of this video, we're not using leg weights. We want this to be simple. All right, so come over on your side. Got it? Now all you're going to do from here is lift. All right? Activate the inner thigh and lift. So let's do 12. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. Flat foot. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. All right, switch off to the other side. All right. Cross that leg over, head on your hand, get a nice stretch. Now, you might find, if you have some imbalances, that the outer hip in this position is so tight. Okay? Well, work into it a little carefully, a little slowly. Stretch it out first. Get that hip to stretch out. You might work a little bit inside here. All right? And check where you are with that. And then just bring the leg to below the knee. Roll over a little bit there. Put your hand on the floor to support you. And then lift. And you will feel a stretch here. It just depends on how tight you are, for the extent of that stretch. The stronger your inner thighs are, see, and lift. All right, let's start at the beginning. The stronger your inner thighs are, the more you have balance in other areas, the less tight this is going to be. And let's lift. 1, 2, 3. You got this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good job. Excellent. All right. Okay, next exercise. If you have a resistance band, I would say that this is a good time to get it out. Now, really quick, the resistance band itself can come with a fun little toy like this, okay? The fun little toy like this has a little thing on the end that you stick in your door, okay? And you put it through the band like that, okay? And the band actually, this sits in the door. Now, the big caveat with this is that you want to make sure that you put it in the side that you are closing, because you're pulling against the door, so you don't want the door to pop open. Does that make sense? Good. All right. Now, in my current setup here, I do not have the ability to really close a door and play like I want. So I'm going to do my best. We're going to do a row. All right. So using resistance bands, I might be able to do it in the window. Can you break a glass window? Maybe. Well, we'll see if this works. I don't think it's going to. It might. Well, aren't we lucky? Okay. Let's move. Oops, sorry about that. I'm going to move the camera so you can actually see. Oops. What do I got going on here? Where is it? There's the door. All right, perfect. Well, and as you can see in the French doors, and I don't recommend you do this at home, but most of you don't have French doors, probably. So all we're going to do here is I'm just going to do this for demonstration purposes, all right? All you're going to do is you're going to pull and come forward. That's too much. There. All right. So tilt your pelvis forward, and we're going to row. 1. It works. 2. Got it? All right, let's do 12, and then we're going to move on. 1. Exhale. And don't let go of bands. Because, well, letting go of them doesn't help anything. At 2, you could do this. Squeeze your scapula in the back. 3. 4. Not much light here. And 5. You got this. And 6. And 7. And 8. Thumbs to the ceiling. 9. Squeeze your scapula. And 10. I happen to think this feels fabulous. 11. And 12. Very, very nice. Okay, next exercise. Standing side leg lift. Okay, now let's go move this back here. I love leg lifts for a lot of reasons, and I like them when I'm standing. All right, because they work on my balance. Balance is super important. Yep. And we don't keep it as we age; we lose it. All right. So standing leg lift, side side. Grab onto something you want to hold on to, unless you feel comfortable not. And put your hands on your hips. All right. So all we're going to do from here is we're going to lift. 1, 2. Good job. 3. Toe pointed slightly out. 4, 5, 6. You'll feel this in the quad on the other leg. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Other side. There we go. And 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Where's your core on this one? 6. 2 different ways to do this. 5, 4. Whee! 2. Try not. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Side leg lifts. They actually work really well for those muscles in your hips and your glutes. Okay? Good deal. Next. Okay. Grab your exercise band if you've got it. All right. Or your TheraBand. Those are always good too. All right. So this one we're going to do a couple of different ways. And I'm just going to take a minute to explain it. Put the band underneath your feet. Okay. Now, some of you will be able to reach up to the sky. All right. Some of you, but not all of you. Now you see it at my feet. I'm going to come up a little higher so you can actually see. There we go. Some of you will be able to reach the sky. Others of you will not. All right. So stand tall with the band under your feet and your feet together. For those of you who cannot, what I'd like for you to do is to come up, got it, out, just a little reach, in and down. Up, out, reach, and down, and in. Got it? The rest of you will be up here. Okay? All right. So let's try it. I'm going to do the modified one because the majority of people that I work with probably would be very chilled to do this over and over again. All right. If you're doing that, though, make sure you've got your pelvis tilted forward and your core engaged. All right. Here we go. Up, out, halfway, down, in, and 1. Up, out, halfway, down, in, 2. Up, out, halfway, down, in, 3. How's it feel? Up, out, halfway, down, in, 4. Up, out. Hey, Maddie? Oh, well. Up, out, in, down, 6. 6 more. Up, out, in, down, in, 5 more. Check yourself here. Up, out, in, down, in. 4 more. Up, out, in, down, in. 3 more. Up, out, down, in. 2 more. Up, out, in. Can I do one more? Can you? Up, out, in. All right. How are those upper arms? Last exercise. I love this one. No weights unless you have done this before and you're familiar with it. Okay? All right. This is called a wood chop. All right. Listen to your body on this one. All right. Here's the movement I'm going to show you. Hands up around your ear. Okay. 2 hands like you're carrying a large round carpet on your shoulder. Got it? All right. You're going to exhale. Come down across your knee. Got it here? And then come up with your core tight. Inhale. And there's a squat. Here's the movement. Okay? All right. Very funny. My portal, which is right behind the camera here, shows me pictures once in a while. It is a large stack of chocolate chip cookies. Really? All right. Put your arm up. We're going to go into that quarter squat. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last exercise, by the way. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Other side, no breaks. 1, 2, toughest one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, folks, we are done. That is it. You did a very good job. Work at your own pace. Slow it down if you need to. Do more if you want. Pause the video. But I think that this particular video appeals to a broad range of people that I work with, and others who might be curious about how to start. Get in touch if you need me. It's Run on Heart at MSN. Again, this is Michelle French, Run on Heart Personal Training, Fitness, and Nutrition. Be well.